So it's an absolute pleasure to welcome our next guest to the live stream. When it comes to ecosystem growth and just core momentum and utility, the Tron ecosystem is really one to stand by. So an absolute pleasure to welcome onto the stage for a little bit of an interview and a catch up. We have His Excellency Justin Sun. Justin, so good to see you again. How have you been?
So good to see you.
Great to see you too. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And we're really excited to have you here to pick your brains and catch up ahead of Binance Blockchain Week. And we will have some of the Tron team that are joining us on the stage. But Justin, before we get into Binance Blockchain Week, I'm really curious to hear from you. The theme for the event this year is building ahead. And I'm curious to hear, how has 2025 been for you? And also when it comes to the Tron ecosystem, what are some of the focuses as we do head into next year?
Yes, totally. So first of all, I think 2025 is a great year for the whole crypto industry. We got big progress in terms of the regulation and the global adoption. We see more and more developers and institutions start to embrace crypto technology as one of the leading technology this year. Besides AI, of course, is also trending. And also for the Tron itself, I think for this year, we are focused on stablecoin payments. Now, today, we are processing around $30 billion stablecoin volume every day for around 10 million transactions. So I think it's a very impressive data. And also, we also focus on decentralized perpetual future trading. So we launched like later this year for the SunX platform. So we have around $600 million trading volume per day. So it's also newly just get started. And also, of course, we create a new stablecoin called USDD. It's a decentralized stablecoin, which is very important. Now the TVL is around $600 million, and also is supporting Ethereum, BNB chain, and the Tron as well. So basically, I think this year for us is focused on building the blockchain ecosystem we have, and on the same time also building other utility around the whole network.
And it's a huge testament to where the industry is going. If you look at some of these stablecoin metrics that you mentioned there, when it comes to 10 million transactions per day and counting, and just some of the kind of the core facilitators that Tron is providing, it's really fascinating to see. I'm curious to hear, as we look ahead into 2026, what are some of the major trends? Because I think you have an excellent gauge, Justin, is looking ahead at what things the community will find interesting. So what kind of trends are you expecting for 2026?
Yes, 2026, I think for us, we will focus on the blockchain, how blockchain can power AI infrastructure. That's something I think is very interesting. So my personal interest is on AI development. So how like blockchain can help like AI receive payments, sending payments, and probably AI can manage people's fund in a smart way. I think we still need some way ahead of this. But for my focus in 2026, I'm thinking doing something between blockchain and AI. So we will stay tuned on that.
Okay, you'll have to keep us posted. As soon as there's any updates, we will go to your X and see what kind of things are moving and
Yes.
shaking in the crypto space.
Yes.
And I'm curious to ask as well, when it comes to kind of community is something that's so important in our industry. And obviously, as we've said, Tron as an ecosystem, it continues to dominate when it comes to stablecoin activity. So what kind of trends have you noticed when it comes to the community interaction that we are seeing across the stablecoin ecosystem and how that is growing, particularly within Tron?
Yes, of course. So we have a very strong growth this year in terms of stablecoin users. Tron Network today has around 350 million users. So it's a very large user base and around the globe. So this year we have seen tremendous growth in emerging markets, such as Latin America, Turkey, and Africa, those regions as well. So we have been spend lots of time on growing our users over there. But of course, I think more and more users wants like new infrastructure support for the stablecoin usage. So that's why we have built in perpetual futures, which people can easily to use their USDT on Tron to trade other class of assets. And also, of course, we newly collaborate with security ties and X stocks to bring Nasdaq and New York State Stock Exchange stocks on top of Tron network as well. So I think basically providing more assets for users to trade, and the same time, make the payment seamless and the instant transaction. And also we deliver like USDD, which is a decentralized stablecoin option for them. I think is important. So for the next year, we're gonna focus on stablecoin with AI infrastructure to how to see we can empower like everybody in the AI industry to make transaction easier for AI to get accounts, and interact with each other.
And the convergence between AI and crypto is definitely one of the narratives that has dominated headlines in crypto in 2025. Something else that we've seen that's really led the way is institutional adoption and institutional players entering the space, starting with the spot Bitcoin ETFs in 2024. Fast forward to where we are today. You've mentioned there some other things with Securitize and NASDAQ. So, how is Tron's role evolving as we are seeing more institutional players exploring this blockchain infrastructure that you've been working to build?
Yes, I think this year we have seen a huge amount of the institution adoption, right? Start with Bitcoin ETF, and later on we have this kind of the data era, right? Coming in, like all the blockchains has their data companies, and very interesting is so we also collaborate with a company, a Tron data company, and get listed on Nasdaq as well. So and the data company also get name of Tron. So it's a very interesting. So it's also very exciting for myself to see the Tron brand first, get listed on Nasdaq, which is very strong moment for myself as well. And actually, I think the data strategy are playing very well. So the company in Q1 has scored around $15 million of the revenue, profit for the company itself. Last year the company is on loss, but this quarter is $15 million revenue. So I think start from the data strategy. I do believe Tron data company on Nasdaq will perform very well. And for the next year, of course, 2026, we will also fully focus on institution adoption. We have collaborated with lots of our US partners, and I think we'll start to see more and more attraction on the crypto adoption in United States.
And finally, a last question, because I couldn't let you leave the live stream, Justin, without asking you. Here in crypto, one of the sayings that we hear
Yes.
more often than not is to the moon. And I think it's
Yes.
safe to say across the crypto community and landscape, you've probably come the closest to the moon. So I have to ask, your flight to space with Blue Origin, it made headlines and waves in the crypto community and also international media too. How did the opportunity come about, and was there anything that you can share about the story? Did you say anything funny? We would love to hear a little bit more and some more info.
Yeah, totally. So for myself, besides building a very strong blockchain ecosystem. You know, for myself, my personal interest is always exploring the space. You know, going to the moon probably in the future. Even when I was like 3, I dreamed to be an astronaut. So I really want to be into the space, and I really grateful. I think after 30 years, I have the opportunity to go to the space. Is something I have been even never imagined I can do when I was 3. But it's really like important moment for myself. So I made the dream come true this year. So in the future, I think I will still spend some time on focusing on space exploration. Probably in the future, it's gonna be the second time, like third time, I'm going to space doing something new. So I will say this is probably the first time, but we will continue to have more opportunity, and I will be continue to focus on space exploration and how more things I can do in the future in the space industry. So even though I think space industry is dominated today by SpaceX, Blue Origin, those very professional, amazing team. But for myself, I'm also thinking about supporting them and supporting other newly started startups to doing more in the space, because I believe space is also has lots of room to grow. So just like crypto, so I think we will see more opportunity and progress in the next like 10-20 years.
Incredible. So next year for Tron ecosystem is institutional investment, stablecoin growth, and then kind of drive and demand. And then personally, it's Justin Sun maybe going to the moon. And if you're looking for volunteers, would love to come along and see you.
Totally.
We'll hopefully see you at next Binance Blockchain Week. And if you're looking for recruits to
Thank
come
you.
to the moon, count us in. Justin,
Yes,
thank you so much
totally.
for the time today. Always a pleasure to
Thank you.
catch up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, a huge pleasure, and thank you to Justin